Good morning, Mega Tripper. Once again, you join me from the lovely, beautiful, ancient island of Japan, where early this morning the sirens went off and we had an earthquake warning. I'll get into that in a minute, but before that, here's what's coming up on this episode of Mega Trip. Last night, or early this morning, I was woken up, slightly freaky experience, woken up by the earthquake alert. Here in Arashiyama, there is plenty to see and do. Here's your montage, check it out. All very exciting, all very fishy. Different, very different to anything that you'll be used to in the West for sure. This market really does go on forever. Weird to me, I don't know how you find it. Through the magic of editing, you now know more than I do about what is going to happen to me as we head off today to the Kyoto area to go and check out what's going on over there. But before we get on with today's journey, I guess I should tell you about my slightly freaky experience this morning. Before I get into that though, just a reminder, if you aren't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe icon, the little bell just down there. It costs you nothing, you can cancel at any time. Right, it's getting a little bit busy here on the streets, so bear with me. So yeah, last night or early this morning, I was woken up, slightly freaky experience, woken up by the earthquake alert. What happens is all the phones go off, your mobile phone goes off, you get a text, you get messages, you get an alert that pops up. It's like an emergency broadcast system. And what that does, what that means, is it just tells you there is an incoming or impeding earthquake, usually a couple of seconds away, and it gives you just enough time, I guess, to get safe if you see it. Not gonna lie, I actually slept through this one a little bit, but really interesting system. A bit weird, I guess, for us in the West if we're traveling to a country like this. But you have to remember, Japan is based on the Pacific Rim. So things like earthquakes here are pretty regular, it's pretty safe. It's not really anything to worry about. But like I said, a little bit freaky for someone like me. So, anyway, today, what are we doing? We are off to the Kyoto area. Now, Kyoto is particularly special here in Japan. If you think about all the history here and the ancient buildings, a lot of that actually was destroyed in World War II, so there was a lot more of it. Now in World War II though, the Allies recognised the historic significance of Kyoto, and what that meant is they blacklisted it from bombing, so it wasn't on bombing range, so there's loads of stuff to see there. So that's where we're off to stay. Perhaps not the most traditional, or we're not really visiting the city so much, but we go have a look around some of the cool stuff that survives, and some of the kind of like buzzy markets in the middle of the town. But that's all coming up on this episode. Check this out first though, as we walk to the station. Your kind of standard Japanese commuter time. All the salarymen heading off to their jobs. What a way to start the day. Right, I'm gonna go jump on the train. For now, cue the music. A lot of folks, when they visit Japan, will do the Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto triangle. All that stuff is well worth visiting. And, you know, I'm going to do a lot of it on these videos. But what a lot of people don't know or don't think about is actually Kyoto and Osaka are really, really close to each other. So you don't need to actually get a separate hotel in Kyoto or Osaka. You can stay in one or the other, and it's about half an hour on the local commuter train, which worked absolutely perfectly between Osaka and Kyoto. So that's what I've done today. I'm now at Kyoto Station. We're going to be coming back to Kyoto a little bit later. But first we're going to jump on the train to a Kyoto suburb, and we're going to check out the Arashiyama bamboo forest. So come with me as we go check that out. So here in Arashiyama, there are plenty of things to see and do. They're all very much on the traditional Japanese tourist trail kind of thing. So what does that mean? Plenty of temples, plenty of shrines. We've seen a lot of those in other videos. Also lots of nice gift shops and lots of good places to eat, get some snacks. You could easily come and spend a good half day here, or even longer. But I'm not going to lie, dear MegaTripper, I am here for one reason, and one reason only. And that is to come and check out the beautiful, tranquil, relaxing bamboo forest or bamboo grove. It's a lovely place to come and walk through. Here's your montage. Check it out. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the view around this beautiful little hotspot here just outside of Kyoto in Japan, on Honshu, the main island. If you want to get here from Kyoto, it's pretty simple. You jump on the local commuter train, which gets you into Saga Arashiyama station. It takes about 20 minutes, something like that. No idea what it costs, but a few hundred yen. And that gets you here. Now, while I'm walking back to the station, I guess I should address a question, which is Japan worth coming to? I hear a lot of people talk about it being intimidating or confusing or expensive. But I would argue right now is perhaps the best possible time to come. So I'm very, very lucky. Back in my 20s, I ended up in a flat share with some amazing Japanese people, one of whom we're going to meet later in this MegaTrip series, and spend the day with hanging out in Tokyo. So make sure you're subscribed for that. But now, like I said, is probably the best possible time to come. When I came back here, probably 20 years ago-ish, it was actually very expensive. It wasn't that accessible. Finding someone who spoke the language was very difficult, etc. That's very much changed now. And back then I was lucky enough, I had some wonderful tour guides, some Japanese friends who I'd met in London, who literally just drove me around, took me around all day, every day. And I've been back since a few times. Every single time it's got easier to navigate. Not just because I've become more experienced, but English has become more accessible. The country itself has become keener to welcome tourists. As I'm kind of walking along chatting here, I've just found this wonderful lily pond. Let's have a quick look at this, and I'll carry on kind of giving you my advice about visiting Japan, if you are going to make it. But check this place out. And this is absolutely indicative of rural Japan. Just every corner you walk around, whatever you're expecting, the nature here is amazing. That is definitely one tip. If you do come and visit, make sure you get out the main cities a little bit. The countryside is amazing. It's mountainous, it's hilly, it's a subtropical climate, which means it's pretty moist, which means it's verdant and green, and it really is beautiful. I mean, one of my favourite memories is sitting up in a little town called Tokuyama, out in the countryside, out in the sticks, where people would literally point at me in the street if they'd never seen a Westerner before. But sitting up there, looking down over those beautiful hills, eating some Wagyu beef off a grill, at one of my friend's grandparents' house with the old paper walls. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, you're probably not going to get a chance to do that unless you're lucky enough to have some local Japanese friends. But I'd still recommend, like I said, getting out the cities. Now, I think I was talking about the fact that now is a good time to visit. I think now is probably the best time to visit that I've ever seen. I mean, if you've watched my videos previously, coming up to this, the flights were unbelievably cheap. China Southern, £200, yes, via Beijing, but why not take the opportunity if you're coming from London to stop there and have a little layover. But also when you get here, like I said, it's much more accessible. We now have technology that can translate. A lot of the signs now are in English, particularly in the Osaka area. And the country is deliberately welcoming to tourists and to foreigners. That wasn't perhaps always the case. If I'm being really honest, one of the big reasons to visit right now is the exchange rate. So to give you an idea, when I first came here, 20 odd years ago, it was about, for £1, 1 GBP, which at the time would have been about $2, that was 100 yen. Today, the exchange rate for £1 is 200 yen. So you get double the bang for your buck. It is absolutely amazing. Yes, it is perhaps a little bit more expensive than some other countries in Southeast Asia, but it's worth it. Culturally, it's so interesting. I'm not going to pretend it's all great. There are some challenges here. Language can be a challenge. The food is amazing, but there can be some challenging food for us Westerners. But definitely worth a visit based on that. Get yourself out here. Travelling around is pretty cheap. Public transit works amazingly. So, I guess what I'm saying is 2024, 2025, if you're thinking about visiting a country, put Japan on the list as this cab tries to get past me. Definitely worth a visit. I guess as I finish this section, I will just say one thing that is still quite expensive is taxis, so you do want to use that public transit. Anyway, jump on a plane, jump on a train, jump on a boat, get here to Japan, come and check out the bamboo forest outside of Kyoto. Have your own mega trip. Train, plane and Shinkansen aren't the only ways to get around Japan. So at this point, I jumped on a bus and headed back into the city of Kyoto, checking out some of the nice views and the suburban streets on the way. Super simple, and you can use the same IC OCA card as you use on other public transport. Okay, so I've now got myself into downtown Kyoto, and I'm going slightly off the beaten track. I'm a little bit hungry, I've been mooching around, so I'm here at Nishiki Market to see what it's all about. Go in, get some food. Let's take a little look. Try to get run over before I head in. This is the covered market, so I guess a great place to come if it's raining outside. What have we got here? It's like a rice cake shop. Famous oyster stall. Hello. Getting clean there if that's your thing. Not gonna lie, I'm in that camper people that basically think oysters are big balls of snot. I can eat them with a bit of Tabasco, but not my favourite. So let's keep on wandering down, see what else we can find in here. So that's octopus and quail's egg, eel sushi, sashimi. Look at the size of these clams and oysters. Really little mini beers. I think we'll probably want a full-size beer when we get one. Alright, so I found a little stall with some fried chicken. Sumimasen. Ichi? Okay. So let's have a little look at this. There you go. Arigato. Thank you. Let's have a little look in that. So fried chicken here, often called kariage. I know it doesn't sound very Japanese, but I promise you, incredibly traditional. Give this a little try. Right. Well, that's scratching an itch. Not a bad starter at all. Right. I'm going to finish this, and then we'll keep on wandering through the market. See what else is up. Finish off my chicken. A little bit stuck in my teeth, let's not worry about that. Keep on going. See here, famous thing. Teeny little squidlets. Then get blowtorched. Ready to be eaten. All very exciting, all very fishy. It's a bit too early for the fish for me, unless I can find some sashimi, that is. What else do we have? So we've got tempura and omelettes here. So tempura, if you don't know, it's a variety of items, quite often prawns. Hello. Covered in batter and deep fried. Prawns being very popular. I would give those a go, but I would die as I'm allergic to prawns. Variety of dried fish, clams. And here we go, we see some more traditional tempura. This looks a bit more my speed. Hello. What is this?
Sake.
Sake. How much?
100.
100.
200.
Yep.
500.
Yep.
1000.
1000. Let's just go with the 100. If it's still the morning, we'll try that.
Good morning.
Good morning. Arigato. One, I guess. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Woo. Oh. Straight on the sake, a little bit early. Wander through the rest of here. See what they have. Might need a little bit more food to wash that one down. Grill the meat. It's all cooked meat down here, which isn't quite what I'm looking for. This looks a bit more like it. So I think I'll grab some tuna. Right. Tuna? Enough? Arigato. We'll see in a second if I'm getting any change from that. Yep. Thank you. Great. Right. I'm going to set up the other camera. Give this a little go. Okay, so this is nigiri, or specifically tuna nigiri, and this is actually one of my absolute favourite types of sushi. So you have the sushi rice underneath with the fish on top, no seaweed or nori, which personally isn't to my taste. But anyway, this is how you eat it. You get the wasabi out of the little green packet, which is taken out here. You add the soy sauce in the little tray on the side, and then you give it a little mix with the chopsticks or hashi, and that's what you then use to dip the fish in. I'm not going to put too much into the soy sauce here, because I realise I've got the ratio very, very wrong, so that's going to be a little bit spicy. Now, if you are worried about the raw fish thing, don't be. It is absolutely delicious, really subtle flavours, super healthy, nothing to worry about on that front. Right, give it a little dip, rice soaks up the sauce, and into the gob. Absolutely delicious. And this is your thing, and it's definitely my thing. Really, really can't beat that. Beautifully fresh. This market area here actually is where a lot of the restaurants come to get their fish early in the morning. Just to be fresh off the overnight boat last night, from the market, the main fish market. Last night or in the very early hours this morning. Give one more go. Spot on. I think a really common misconception is that when you're eating something like nigiri or sushi in general, it's just rice with fish. It's so much more than that. It's in the preparation. So the rice itself is really, really important. Usually it's a little bit warmer than it is here, so kind of room temperature. This is refrigerated, I guess because it's a market and the food's out. But the rice itself is soaked in mirin and in rice vinegar, and it gives it a really specific piquant flavour. Really, really adds to the experience. So one more left. I'm going to smash that, and then we're going to keep on wandering around. I think we might want to try and find ourselves a little drink. But let's have this last little bit of nigiri first. Alright, down the hatch. Let's keep on rolling around the market and carry on. So in terms of price, that was 500 yen for 3 really big bits of nigiri. 500 yen, it's about £2.50, about €3, maybe $3.20, something like that. Oh, I'm seeing more and more market stalls with crab and lots of other stuff. So we're going to keep on taking a little look at that. In fact, let's just keep filming on this camera. So, again, broiled crab. If that's your thing, you're really not going to do any better than what you can get here in this market. Again though, not one for me as I'm allergic and I don't particularly want to die today. Gyoza, the traditional dumplings. Konnichiwa. Hello, konnichiwa. As you can see as well, right? Japanese people super friendly, particularly in kind of southern Honshu where we are now. Yakitori, grilled beef. Look how nice that looks. Tempura, real Japanese classics. Oh, look at this. Hang on, I've just seen something else. Look how beautifully presented this stall is. So if you're not here, you can tell the fish is really fresh. It's been kept really cold. You can feel the cold coming off. In fact,
Hello.
Hello, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Are you so nice. Hello, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
My name is Gosh.
Hello, Gosh.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the video. Thank you.
Welcome to Japan. Thank you.
Thank you. Arigato. So like I said, super friendly, nice people. Well, look at this. You get some little turban shell clams. Lots of others. Okay, I've just seen something that I have to try. It's going to take a little minute to cook. But for that, let's have a look. Look how good this sushi looks here. Got the beautiful red tuna, scallops, salmon, taro, that's another type of tuna. Konnichiwa. Wow, look at this. That's what you call the shrimps. But I'm going to go and have some tuna steak. Konnichiwa. Ichi, could I say?
Hi, 500.
So that's going to get me a little steak lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For number 9.
Thank you. So give me a little buzzer. This will go when it's ready, and I'll nip on back to that stall and get it. So we've got some food coming. When I say steak, really clear that is not beef. That is a fish steak. I think that's tuna. Again, tuna big theme here. Obviously very, very popular here in Japan. But I think it is time for beer. Sumimasen, konnichiwa. Biru? 1,000.
Cash only.
Cash only? Which beer do you have?
Suntory beer.
Suntory, yeah. Good. So, not gonna lie, I've got a bit stung there for the beer, but I'm thirsty. So they're giving me a nice big fresh pint of Suntory beer. Premium malts. Arigato. Okay. So, let's go and sit down, have a little beer, wait for my fish. I think here you can see as well, we've got some other Japanese specialities, Japanese whiskey such as Hibiki, Yamazaki, Ao I've never heard of, or Ao, and a bunch of others. Very familiar with those top two, mainly thanks to my friend Joshua, who loves Japanese whiskey. But right, let's set up shop and wait for my tuna. Oh, saying that, it's beeping. It's beeping now.
Thank you.
Arigato.
Arigato.
So here we go. What more could you want for? So, let's make this super simple. Just gonna set my little tripod up and we'll have a go at the beer and the tuna. Hear the traditional music playing in the background. Not too shabby at all. There we go. That's gonna be close enough, I think. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Cheers. Beer does not disappoint, as you'd expect. Super simple, super refreshing. Now, beautiful grilled tuna steak. Top here you can see some flakes. Not 100% sure what they are, but we'll find out. We've got some flakes, but also I think some yuzu dressing. Again, heat on sea with the fish. And you can see inside there, beautifully rare. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. Okay, so let's finish off this little tuna steak and carry on around the market. See what else is out there. So good. Right. We'll wander off. Take this beer glass back. Take this beer glass back before I head off around the rest of the market. Arigato. Thank you. So, that's absolutely delicious. Washed down with a great beer. I will be honest though, I would never normally pay that for beer here, and I suggest you don't. That was a bit of a rip-off, to say the least. So it is right, it is what they have written up there. That 1,000 yen for beer, that £5, what's that? $7 or $8 maybe. It's a bit much for here in Japan, but never mind. I didn't want to break the flow of the video, so we'll keep going and see what else there is to see. Here you've got tiny little white bait, I think. These are little, teeny tiny little fish that you can get and you can add into your rice balls like you can here. And seaweed. And lots of stuff that frankly I don't recognise. But lots of really nice, nutritious things to add to your food. Wow. I mean, half the fun of these markets really is looking at stuff that you don't understand what it is, and when you think you do, give it a little go, see what it tastes like. Sometimes you're not going to like it. Sometimes it's going to be absolutely amazing. Look, I think we can figure out what this place is, but I'll just show it to you as well. It's a little pancake shop where they make the little pancakes and cute little faces of Snoopy, well-recognised character out here. And here you can see the pans that they use to make it, really specific. If you look over here, you can get them in multiple flavours. So the top one, that'll be some sort of apple or yuzu. In the middle, the ubiquitous bean or bean paste. Not, again, to my taste. At the bottom, what looks like a custard is being your option. You can see the lady tidying these up now and giving them a little flip over in the shop window. So, sweets are obviously as important here as things like beer and meat and fish. And one of the biggest flavours in Japan, if you like, is matcha tea. They also use that to make a variety of other things. Kit Kats, for example, I think you can see those in a lot of other countries. But a big thing they also make is matcha sweets. So let's have a look at those now. You see in this little shop, bright green jelly tea flavoured sweets, matcha or uji matcha. A little tower of them here. Perfect little souvenir or gift to take back to your loved ones. But not for me, it's too early for sweets. I should say, I don't think it's actually gone 11 AM yet. And considering I've already had a sake and a large beer, this could end up being quite an interesting day. But I did want to kind of show you the real experience down here in the market in Nishiki. Right, I'm going to take a little break and then we're going to carry on, finish up the end of this place. Right, see you soon, MegaTripper. So about to head back into the market, check out the last bit of it. It'll probably be a little bit more of the same. We'll see if we can find something else different. But in one of my earlier videos, I showed you inside the hotel I'm staying in Osaka, about half an hour from Kyoto, where I've come from today to visit this place. And I showed you in there, there's a smoking room inside. And again, for a Westerner, that can be a little bit old school, a little bit different. But the rules here are different and you need to kind of understand them. If you are a smoker, it is worth knowing. Smoking in the street, smoking in public areas is pretty frowned upon. In fact, if we look here, we're outside right now. You can see this is a public no smoking area. And you can get yourself a nasty little fine if you get caught. Again, if smoking's your thing. I know it's not for a lot of people, completely get that. But I think that's kind of understandable. There's lots of areas in the West where you can't smoke in public areas, even outside. But the big difference here is that, like I said, smoking areas inside are pretty common. So let's have a little look at this izakaya here. And you can see they're even advertising. One of the benefits of this izakaya is there's a little smoking area inside. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned what an izakaya is, so I should probably cover that off. Izakayas are one of my favourite things here in Japan. They're basically a pub or a bar. So quite often they're just a counter that you can go and sit at, like a bar like you might have in Europe, particularly in the UK. They might have little tables. And really you go there to drink, to hang out with your friends, but they're also a place for food. So here drinking culture is very much associated with food. So in an izakaya, quite often you can go in, you can sit down, and you can have, a few beers with your friends, maybe a chuhai, and get some yakitori or some skewers or some meat to soak up that booze in that nice social atmosphere. Talking about yakitori, let's have a little look here. You can see a nice example. Some really large skewers here. Yakitori is really just stuff on sticks, grilled stuff on sticks. Traditionally chicken and leek is the big one, it's the main one, but also beef, seafood like clams, that's all part of the yakitori experience. And like I said, really common food that you'd have when you're drinking in izakaya. I would say as well, it's not all smoking rooms, some of them are no smoking, Some of them are mixed, but definitely worth a visit, worth hanging out in an izakaya when you come here. Konnichiwa.
Hi, konnichiwa. Hi, irashai. Hello, morning.
There they have the unagi, the eel skewers, again a really traditional thing here. The eel, slightly smoky, definitely worth a go. So here in Japan, they obviously take their food very, very seriously, and we've looked at a lot of the savoury treats here. One thing that I've never seen featured in a video, so I figured I'll mention, as I'm about to go past it now, are these. So these are sweet potato fries. If you've had sweet potato snacks in the West, I've got to say they're absolutely nothing like that. They're dried or fried and really dehydrated, and then they're coated in I don't know what, but it's a really sweet, syrupy kind of sauce that then dries. So it's almost like biting into crystalline sugar. Definitely a good little snack to have. You can get them in the konbinis or the convenience stores, but also fresh in market stalls like this. Definitely worth a try. Different, very different to anything that you'll be used to in the West for sure. So there's lots of tourist stalls and vendors here for stuff to eat on the day, but this is genuinely a working market as well. And you can see just in this spot here across the road, the proper fish market, where a lot of these stalls will get their supplies from. So you can see the big commercial grade boxes, guys in the back filleting the fish, restaurateurs coming in, probably like this guy, to pick up their supplies. Absolutely great to see. That'll have all come off the boats, like I said this morning. Here's a top travel tip from me, or one that I was told by my Japanese friends, is never eat sushi or sashimi on a Monday, because the boats don't go out on Sunday. So today's Wednesday, it's a good day to come get your sashimi, your sushi, your raw fish. Okay, Mega Tripper, that is it for this video, for this week's episode. Hopefully you have enjoyed seeing the delights of the kind of Osaka, Kyoto area. Like I said, you don't have to stay in Kyoto, you can just stay in Osaka, half an hour on public transport. Hopefully you've enjoyed the Arashiyama bamboo forest, Nishiki Market where you come get your food and drinks, and a little bit of the kind of izakaya culture here. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please do make sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel, most of you aren't who are watching this, weird to me, I don't know how you find it, but please just subscribe to the channel, it really does help. It's the little bell icon just down there, pop it on, turn on notifications, and you'll get told every time there's a new video going out. So every Saturday morning, new content, brand new content, that is my promise to you. I'm also going to be releasing a few bonus episodes during the week, so you want to make sure you're subscribed so you get those. Coming up next, we'll be heading to the capital, to Tokyo, where I'm going to be meeting one of my oldest and best friends and seeing what the capital of Japan has to offer. So, from me, Dom, here on MegaTrip, have a great one, enjoy your travels, get yourself over here, and I'll see you next time, here on MegaTrip.